Yo, Exiles! I thought my last build was my last build for this league, but I got another one. And you know I wouldn't share a build unless it's unique, absolutely OP, and perfectly balanced for all contents. And I'm sure some of them might be even better in the next league. This build is about Forge Hammer. Forge Hammer is the third highest damage base skill. Its base damage is only a little lower than Sunder, but cast twice as fast, which makes it potentially a frequent cast mapping skill. The builds I see out there that uses Forge Hammer as mapping skill are mostly using Rare Mace plus Herald of Ice, only hitting a small area. That is not the full potential of Forge Hammer. That is not how Thor would have done it. Thor throws the Hammer of Thunder, not Ice. Because Forge Hammer has such high base damage, even without scaling its level with weapon, even without ancestral boost, it still hits very hard. With 2 Mjölnirs, every throw is strong enough to 1 or 2 shot anything besides boss, feeding a lot of energy into Mjölnir. But its AoE range is much smaller than other mapping skill like Leap Slam or Stampede, so Forge Hammer's main job is never map clearing, but to activate the lightning spells. In this build, Forged Hammer will shock and kill the enemy, activating Herald of Thunder and Lightning Warp and Snap and Arc. Herald of Thunder will drop more enemy to low life without killing them because of Piety's Mercy. Lightning Warp will teleport to the enemy, shock nearby enemy, Snap will consume those shock and create lightning infusion. Arc will be lightning infused and clear the entire screen, even beyond. That is the true potential for Forge Hammer as a mapping skill. The high base damage of Forge Hammer allows this chain reaction to happen smoothly without having to invest into ancestral boost. Yes, being a slam skill, you can scale Forge Hammer damage even higher with Ancestral Empowerment, Fist of War, and Ancestral Cry, but it's unnecessary and doesn't increase mapping efficiency since it's already one-shooting everything. So those passives can be invested into life and armor, drastically increasing survivability. Now, let's talk about skill gem. 2 Mjölnir skills, Thunder God's Wrath, one with Lightning Warp, Snap, Energy Retention, Bonus Energy. This one does not need damage, it just needs to happen as often as possible, so we generate a lot of Lightning Infusion on the ground. And the other one with the Arc is our main weapon. We scale as much level as possible, we use Rakiata's Flow, and we use Sion's Temper, and if you have level 20 of Thunder God's Wrath, you have an extra socket, you can put Boundless Energy. Otherwise, just use the Oath Tread Augury to get another 3 level. So you can hit level 3 too. And Lightning Fuse all the time. This will clear the entire screen and even further than the screen. The stronger the enemy, the more the more arc will trigger. So with 2 Mjölnir's level, and it's very, very powerful. Forge Hammer, because we're using Mjölnir, the level isn't very high, but even at level 29, the skill damage, the attack damage is still pretty high at 895, a lot of damage. And because we assign Rakiata's Flow with Arc, we won't be able to use our Rakiata's Flow here, so we invest in Chaos damage with Chaos Runes on the weapon, both weapons. So this will still hurt the enemy because most enemies don't have Chaos resistance. And we use Ursha's Radiance to use that Chaos damage to shock the enemy and kill them. The shock will activate Innervate, giving you more damage to all of your skills. We're still stacking Rage in this one, and we're using Defy because it costs a lot of mana. And we can use Stoicism too because we're constantly casting and running. We're not really dodge rolling a lot unless traveling the map with Sprint. So this will give you 20% extra damage over time. Shield War is the same as the last build. It's our boss weapon. Head of Thunder is the same as the last build. We're using Dahlia's Desire, Elemental Armament, Deadly Herald if you have the Spirit. If you don't, use Lightning Penetration, Lightning Mastery, and Piety's Mercy. You can ignore this one. Oh, I forgot to say. At level 31, you will get another lightning bolt. This is 5. From level 21 to level 30 is 4. And from level 31 to 40, this is 5. So that's why I put Lightning Master here instead of, what do you call it? Instead of Elemental, whatever. So I get another extra lightning bolt. And if you don't care about teleporting, we're not teleporting that much in this build. But if you still want to do a little bit of fun occasionally, and whopping, because we're running very fast in this build. But if you still want to whop a little, you can suck at Pioneer's Mercy here. Otherwise, you can use like Elemental. What's the other one? The element that gives more elemental damage. That's up to you. Scavenge Plating, Defense, Wind Dancer, Defense. The Armor Break and Armor Demolisher will break armor, the Gale Force, and will feed into Scavenge Plating. Siphoning Elements is gonna generate more Lightning Infusion because we're shocking the enemy all the time. Berserker for Rage, Infernal Cry, and Fortifying Cry is for Shield War. And the gears, not much to talk about here, nothing special. It's the same as last build, except I changed all the runes to chaos damage. So this way, all the skills will have a lot of chaos damage, and the chaos damage with this will shock the enemy. And we're able to use Rakata's Flow on Thunder God's Wrath, which is gonna fully allow Arc to be very powerful, and also the lightning skills the Arc will also have the extra chaos damage. So for weapon set 2, we're using a shield and shield war, and this very cheap mace. The only thing that matters is the skill level and the increased damage against enemies with fluent breaking armor. And we are also getting extra chaos damage, just because our shield war is mainly physical damage, and if we suck it extra elemental damage, the boss might have high elemental resistance, but they don't really have chaos resistance. So, yep, everything else is regular. Let's talk about the passives. Weapon set 1, I did a bit of adjustment. I kept a little bit of AoE here and here. I removed this AoE cluster because it takes too much passives to get over here. So I just invest all of these into here, the attack damage, to boost as much attack damage as possible, since we're using 2 Mjölnirs, which doesn't give skill level to our attack skills. So I try to make up for a little bit of attack damage by going that, and these two gives damage. I also invest a lot of armor here, and here. This one too, 45 is a lot. And I also grab these for more attack damage. So yeah, the rest is the same. Weapon set 2 is Fortifying Cry, and because we're using bleed, I grabbed all of these magnitude of ailments over here. This is for more damage for shield, ailment, more damage for shield. And because we're using War Cry, I grab these too. And these, because we're hitting boss very close. And one more thing about bossing, when you build a wall, you can just use Mace Strike to break it. If the War Cry isn't ready, you can use the Mace Strike to break it. It still counts as your own skill, so you'll get the benefit of more damage if destroyed by your skills. And for allocation, I just get more trigger skills and energy. I also allocated acceleration and energized, but these are not mandatory, by the way. It's just anything is better than nothing. That's pretty much it. So this build is just as strong as every other build I've come up with, and it's super fast at mapping. It has a lot of survivability. You can do all contents easily, including Simulacrum and Pinnacle Boss. So, hope you enjoy it. I'm not gonna say this is my last build this time. I might come up with more, but highly unlikely, because I literally run out of mace skills to test with. If they allow more martial weapons in 0.4 like swords and daggers, the dual wielding will be more interesting. I can't wait for 0.4. What about you?